Hello everyone, my name is Chirag Patil and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we will explore what are the chains in the LangChain, right? So in previous video, we had understand a basic concept about the LangChain and what are the benefits of using LangChain, right? So in that video, we had seen building blocks about the LangChain where one of the building block is chain. So let's understand what are the chains, right? So chains are basically a building block of LangChain application. They are like an assembly line, you can say, or you can say sequential calls, right? So when I say a sequential calls, so call can be anything. It can be your LLM call, or it can be a data source, or it can be your custom defined function, or even another chain as well, right? So it will let us to create a complex format into smaller parts, right? So let's first build a simple chain and understand by the code, and then we will explore what are the chains are available in the LangChain. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, I had installed few libraries here, which is LangChain and LangChain community and .env, right? So I'll explain when we are using each. Okay, so first of all, as an LLM, we will use Hugging Face model, right? So for Hugging Face, using Hugging Face model as an API, we would require a Hugging Face Hub API key. Okay, so I'll explain how you can get that key and then we will write the code. Okay. So first of all, when you log in into Hugging Face, you need to go to the setting, and at the setting level, you will find access token. And here you can create your new token, right? That token will be useful when we'll call the Hugging Face API. Okay. Okay. So here if you see, I had created one environment variable which is Hugging Face Hub API token, and I pass that Hugging Face key. Okay. So let's first add this key into the environment variable. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Let me write from .env from .env, sorry, it would be env import load.env. Okay, and we can pass our environment file into that call. Okay, so let's say env. Okay, sorry, it would be in the string format, right? So now we had passed that Hugging Face API token into the environment variable so it can access. Okay, so now let's create first the LLM. Okay, so we will see in upcoming videos the what kind of LLMs, like in local LLM or APIs, OpenAI, all models how we can use in the LangChain. Okay, so as of now, just let's understand how to use chain, and we are just defining one Hugging Face LLM here. Okay, so let's say we can write from LangChain.llms import Hugging Face hub, right? Be like that. Okay, now we can define LLM would be our Hugging Face hub. Sorry, it would be like this, right? We need to import class. Sorry, it would be Hugging Face. Sorry, Hugging Face hub. Okay, so we can use this Hugging Face hub here, and let's pass here, and we need to pass few parameters, right? So it would be model keyword argument, so first of all, let's say temperature. Let's provide temperature is a 0.2 and max length. So these are the parameters about this model which we will use, right? Okay, so max length, let's say we are just providing 64. Okay, now we need to pass repo ID. So basically what we are doing here, so let me provide, let's say we will use Mistral model. Okay, let me write Mistral we will use this 7 billion instruct model, right? So basically what we do here, we are passing this repo ID there, and that our code will call this API. We are not installing this model into our system, but we are using the API of Hugging Face, right? So let's say repo ID is this, right? So this will be our LLM here. So let's run. We can use OpenAI LLM as well, but as of now we are using this, okay? So now let's move to our chaining part, right? So let's say now we have defined our LLM. Now we need to build one chain, okay? So let's say first we need to provide a template, right? So let's say we need just one question answer template, right? So I can write here, let's say provide answer of below question, okay? And let me write in the good format. So it can be like, we can write this, right? A question will be question. So this is, we are passing the variable into our template, right? You can just think it's as an F string, okay? Now we need to convert this into a prompt. Till now it is only string, right? So let's say prompt will be, we need to import as well, right? So let's say from LangChain core dot prompts import prompt template from template, right? So we will use one method which is from template dot from template, and we will pass our template there. So now our prompt is ready, okay? So now what we need to build? So we need to build chain, right? So let's say we can write LLM chain will be prompt, and there is a pipe symbol, this one, which will combine two part, right? So second will be LLM, right? So if you see here, first part will be our prompt. We will receive the prompt and we will pass this prompt into the LLM, right? So you can see it is the simplest chain which two part or two calls, you can say. First is the prompt, build the prompt. By this we will pass this question, right? And that question will be replaced here and our prompt will be built, and that prompt will be passed to LLM, right? Simple. And to run this chain, we can pass the chain dot invoke, okay? So there is a method which is invoke, and we can pass input will be our question, right? So let's ask the question, what is capital of France, right? Simple question. So now let's run this. Yeah, so here you can see the capital of France is the Paris. We received this, right? But if you see as an output, we are getting prompt as well, right? And we can see the answer is splitted by /n here. So we can write another call which we will post process our output, or you can say we will process our output, right? So let me build one function here, define, let's say process output, okay? What it will receive? It will receive answer, and let's say we will return only answer dot split. We will split the answer at the /n, and we will return the last output, right? So if you split this output as a /n, we will receive this part, right? And we want this because this is only the answer. This is nothing but our prompt, right? So as I say, you can add sequential call as your custom function as well, right? Or anything. I can pass this function here, okay? Sorry, I think, okay, yeah. Let's say process output. So now we have three parts or three sequential call in our one chain, right? Which is LLM chain. So first we will build a prompt, then that prompt will be passed to LLM, and that LLM's output will be passed to process output function. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, the process output is not defined. Okay, we need to run this. Okay, now let's run. Yes, here you can see here we receive the answer. The capital of France is Paris, right? So there are multiple space, so we can write a strip function as well, right? You can see it is like too much modular, right? We just need to update the function where we want to, right? We don't need to update whole code, right? So this is a simple chain, right? So now let's look some level of difficult chain, right? So let's say we build a chain in which we will pass a output of one LLM into the another LLM call. Okay, so let me define here. We can write like let's say multiple chain. Okay, so let's build a chain in which first call will be receive a title of book from the genre, and that title of the book we will use in another chain which will generate a summary of that book. Okay, so let's write first prompt. Okay, so let's say first genre template. Okay, so genre template will be, let's say we can write a suggest one book with genre. Okay, and that genre we will pass as an input. Okay, simple. Now same, let's convert it into prompt. So we will use same prompt template dot from template. Okay, from template let's pass genre template, right? So this is about our genre template. Now let's create the chain as well, right? So let's say genre chain will be, so it will be prompt, right? Let's say genre prompt and then LLM, and then let's pass that our custom function, right, which is split process output, right? Simple. This is genre chain. Okay, so let's test this as well. If we use genre chain dot invoke and let's pass the genre is action. Okay, okay, so maze runner, it return a maze runner, right? But it is providing a very large text, right? We just need a title of book. So let's say one title of book with genre. So let's modify prompt little bit, right? Now let's see. Okay, so still it is throwing multiple lines. Okay, so let's modify the prompt again. Provide answer only, let's say one word. Okay, let's see what it's written now. Okay, so it is returning nomad. Okay, cool. So we are receiving a genre, a title from the genre, right? So now let's build a second chain. So let's say review, right? Review template. So review template will be, let's say write a short review for a book titled, and we will pass title here, right? Let it put into the quotation. Okay, and let's pass how many words we want, right? Let's say in 100 words. Okay, so this will be okay, let me zoom in little bit, right? Okay, so this will be our review prompt, right? So let's convert into review prompt. Review prompt will be prompt template dot from template and let's pass this review template. Okay, and let's define our chain as well. Review chain will be, first we will pass review prompt, then we will pass our LLM, and then process output, right? This will be our review chain. So we can invoke this, let's say invoke, and let's provide this title as well, right? Let's say nomad. Okay, yeah, so here we receive the review about this book. Okay, so now our task is to manage or combine these two chains, right? So for that we can write the same, let's say combine chain is nothing but we need to first, let's say it is joiner chain, right? So we need to add joiner chain and combine a review chain, right? It's as simple as that. Now we need to call this combine chain. So let's say invoke, can here pass the input. Let's provide the dictionary. First will be joiner. This joiner is required for this joiner chain, right? And review chain will receive output of the joiner chain and pass that into this next LLM call, right? So let's say joiner is thriller. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, so here you can see from the joiner we predict a book which is gone, right? So we can search this book, let's say it is right or wrong. Okay, so let's say copy and we can paste here. Yes, so there is one book gone by Michael, right? So it is how chain works in simple format, right? So we combine two chain and we also add our custom defined function into the chain, right? So let's understand now what are the chains supported by the LangChain pre-built, right? Okay, so here if you see there are multiple chains are supported and they are migrating few chains from legacy to this LangChain language expression. Okay, so why they are migrating? There are multiple benefit of LangChain expression language. So if we see this page, so they are supporting async support are there. You can parallel execute your each part of the chain, right? It will be helpful. And retries and fallbacks are supported. You can access the intermediate result as well. Let's say you are using 5 chains and you need to get the access a result of intermediate chain. You can access that, right? So there are some new features are added into LangChain expression language, right? But let's understand now the some pre-built chains. So first you can see create stuff document chain. Okay, so this chain will nothing but it will, we can pass our documents and based on that documents the LLM will provide the answer, right? So if you can read here, this chain takes a list of document and format them all in a one prompt, right? Then pass it to the LLM and the LLM will use that document to provide the answer, right? Simple. So you can think it is a like basic reg application, right? Retrieval augmented generation kind of thing. So same, there are multiple chains are there. So there is one like create SQL query. So you can pass a natural language and it will create your SQL query related to the database, right? So same, there are multiple chains we can explore whenever we are building some kind of application in upcoming videos, right? At that time we will explore each of these chain. So there are some legacy chain, they are supported now, but they will migrate it to this LangChain language expression kind of thing, right? So there are multiple chains are defined, you can see, right? So you can see this is LLM checker chain, right? So this is like a second call the LLM to verify the answer of first chain or first LLM call. So if you cannot provide any like irrelevant information or wrong information, right? So this will be work as a a checker or verification chain, right? So as you can see, there are multiple chains. So there are one LLM router chain as well. So this chain used to route between multiple options. Let's say at one step you have multiple options in which path you want to go. That time LLM router chain will be helpful, right? So we will see in upcoming videos when we build one applications based on these chains. Okay. So now let's understand what are the benefits of using chains, right? So I can write here. So first benefit is we had seen, which is modular coding, right? So modular means we are breaking down our largest or complex task into reusable chains. So we had created the two chains, right? First was like generating a book title from the journal, and second is generating a review from that title, right? So you can use that chain at any time whenever you want. Just title, you can use our genre chain, right? From the genre you will receive one title. So it is a modular, right? And second, we can say it is flexible, or it provides flexibility, right? So flexibility means you can chain together different components, right? And whenever you want to change something, you want to update only particular chain or particular part of that chain, right? And you can use it anywhere, or you can define your chain based on like database or web search or any kind of tool you can use. So it is very flexible. And second, readability, right? So readability means if you see our code, you can easily understand by reading that part, right? So first was the genre chain. If you see, it is retrieving one genre and providing a simple a book title, right? So it is very easy and readable. Of course, it is modular. That means it is readable and understandable, right? And fourth, I would say reusability, right? Because we are modularizing our application to reuse, right? So it is like byproduct of modular code. You reuse anytime any component of your chain, right? So these are some benefit of LangChain and how does the chain work in the LangChain, right? So if you have any query related to chain, you can ask in the comment section, and please subscribe my channel for more content on AI and machine learning. And if you enjoy this video, please press the like button. Thank you.